In the ever-evolving landscape of infant nutrition, one topic continues to spark debate and intrigue: milk. For centuries, milk has been regarded as the cornerstone of early childhood nourishment. However, modern science, cultural perspectives, and individual experiences are reshaping how society views this foundational food source. The conversation extends beyond simple dietary choices, delving into questions about biology, heritage, and even philosophical reflections on nature's design. Breastfeeding remains the gold standard for infant nutrition, widely recognized for its unparalleled ability to provide essential nutrients, antibodies, and immune support tailored specifically to a baby's needs. Yet, not all mothers can breastfeed due to medical, logistical, or personal reasons. In such cases, alternatives must be considered. Goat's milk, for instance, is increasingly being touted as a viable substitute when breastfeeding is not an option. This recommendation stems from biological comparisons between species. A goat's size and physiology are far closer to that of humans than a cow's, making its milk composition more compatible with human infants. While it may not perfectly replicate breast milk, goat's milk offers a nutritional profile that is less likely to trigger adverse reactions compared to cow's milk. Cow's milk, despite its widespread use in infant formulas, has long been associated with health challenges in babies. Allergies, eczema, asthma, and digestive issues are among the most commonly reported problems linked to cow's milk consumption during infancy. These reactions are often attributed to the structural differences between cow's milk proteins and those found in human breast milk. Additionally, many individuals lack the genetic predisposition to digest lactose efficiently, particularly those from populations where dairy farming was historically absent. This phenomenon underscores the role of genetics and cultural heritage in shaping dietary tolerance. For example, communities with no historical reliance on dairy products are more prone to lactose intolerance and other adverse effects from consuming cow's milk. The distinction between raw, organic cow's milk and commercially processed varieties further complicates the discussion. Raw milk retains enzymes and beneficial bacteria that are destroyed during pasteurization and homogenization processes. These components play a crucial role in aiding digestion and nutrient absorption. On the other hand, powdered cow's milk formula undergoes extensive processing, altering its natural structure and potentially diminishing its nutritional value. Many argue that the industrialized version of cow's milk bears little resemblance to its original form, raising concerns about its suitability for infants. This disparity highlights the importance of considering the source and quality of any milk product offered to babies. Soy milk emerges as another alternative, particularly for families seeking plant-based options. It is rich in protein and fortified with essential vitamins and minerals, making it a popular choice for those who cannot or choose not to consume animal-derived products. However, the benefits of soy milk depend heavily on its production methods. Genetically modified soybeans or those cultivated using chemical pesticides can pose risks to infant health, including hormonal imbalances and developmental concerns. Conversely, organically grown soy milk free from artificial modifications appears to be well tolerated by most babies, provided they do not have underlying sensitivities. Cultural and genetic factors also influence how different populations respond to various types of milk. Certain groups, such as pastoralist communities with a history of cattle herding, exhibit higher levels of lactase persistence, allowing them to digest cow's milk effectively throughout life. Their bodies have adapted over generations to thrive on dairy, making cow's milk a natural fit for their infants. In contrast, populations without this genetic adaptation may struggle to process cow's milk, necessitating alternative feeding strategies. Understanding these nuances is critical for tailoring dietary recommendations to meet the unique needs of each child. For parents navigating the transition between milk types, gradual adjustments are key. Abrupt changes can overwhelm a baby's delicate digestive system, leading to discomfort and potential rejection of the new food source. A blended approach, combining two types of milk in varying proportions over time, allows the gut microbiome to adapt incrementally. This method respects the body's natural rhythm while minimizing stress on the infant's developing system. Beyond milk, broader discussions about complementary feeding practices add depth to the conversation. Official guidelines recommend introducing solid foods around 6 months of age, citing declining iron levels in breast milk as a primary reason. Iron is vital for brain development and overall growth, and its reduced availability in later-stage breast milk has led authorities to advocate for supplemental nutrition. However, this advice has sparked controversy among proponents of exclusive breastfeeding. They argue that breast milk remains perfectly calibrated to meet a baby's evolving needs, regardless of perceived nutrient fluctuations. From this perspective, external interventions risk undermining the inherent wisdom of nature's design. The debate reflects deeper tensions between traditional knowledge and modern scientific inquiry. On one hand, centuries of maternal intuition and observational evidence suggest that breast milk alone suffices for extended periods. On the other hand, empirical studies emphasize the importance of addressing potential nutrient gaps through diversified diets. Striking a balance requires careful consideration of both perspectives, ensuring that decisions are guided by evidence while honoring individual circumstances. Philosophical reflections further enrich the dialogue surrounding infant nutrition. At its core, the question arises: is breast milk truly perfect, or does it require augmentation? This inquiry touches on broader themes of trust in authority versus faith in natural processes. Historical texts and spiritual teachings often caution against placing undue reliance on human expertise, urging instead a return to fundamental truths. Applied to infant nutrition, this principle invites reflection on whether societal norms and expert recommendations align with the intrinsic needs of babies. Environmental sustainability also enters the equation, adding another layer of complexity. Dairy farming, particularly at industrial scales, contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water usage. As awareness of these impacts grows, so too does interest in plant-based alternatives like soy and almond milk. While these options present eco-friendly solutions, they must be evaluated critically to ensure they provide adequate nutrition for growing infants. Balancing environmental stewardship with nutritional adequacy represents a pressing challenge for future generations. Ultimately, the journey toward optimal infant nutrition is deeply personal and multifaceted. Each family must navigate a labyrinth of biological, cultural, ethical, and practical considerations to determine what works best for their child. Education plays a pivotal role in empowering caregivers to make informed choices. Access to accurate information, coupled with guidance from trusted healthcare professionals, enables parents to weigh the pros and cons of various feeding methods confidently. As research continues to uncover new insights into infant nutrition, flexibility and openness remain essential. What works for one baby may not suit another, underscoring the need for personalized approaches. By embracing diversity in dietary practices and respecting individual differences, society can foster healthier outcomes for all children. The ultimate goal is clear: to provide every infant with the nourishment they need to grow, thrive, and reach their full potential. In conclusion, rethinking baby nutrition involves more than simply choosing between breast milk, goat's milk, cow's milk, or soy milk. It calls for a holistic understanding of biology, culture, environment, and philosophy. By exploring these dimensions, humanity moves closer to unlocking the secrets of optimal infant feeding, a pursuit that honors both the complexity of human existence and the simplicity of nature's design. As we wrap up this discussion on baby nutrition, it's clear that there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to feeding our little ones. Every baby is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. The key takeaway is to trust your instincts as a parent or caregiver while staying informed about the options available. Whether you're considering goat's milk, soy milk, or sticking with breast milk, the goal is always the same: to provide the best possible start for your child's health and development. Remember, nutrition in the early years lays the foundation for a lifetime of wellness. So take the time to explore what aligns with your baby's needs, your family's values, and your cultural heritage. If you found this conversation helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe for more insights on health and wellness. Thank you for watching.